Arc System Works knows fighters. Both Guilty Gear and BlazBlue have enjoyed a passionate following, but these franchises have never really broken into the mainstream spotlight. Maybe people just regard them as complicated anime fighters with weird-looking characters, which isn't entirely wrong. Well, put your preconceptions aside, because here comes Persona 4 Arena. Not only does it combine a polished and accessible fighting system with the iconic cast of Persona 4, it does so with an assured swagger that makes it impossible to ignore or forget. The result is a fantastic game that every fighting game fan should try.
Round one.
Behold Chie-senpai's secret kung fu style!
I hope you like style, because this game has plenty to spare. From the bright colors, slick menus, and terrific soundtrack, Arena has an unmistakable bombast and sparkle to it. The hand-drawn sprites are razor sharp, and you'll get your fair share of flashy special effects too. Now, for those late to the party, Persona is a popular and highly respected JRPG series starring Japanese teenagers. These teens are special because they can summon an inner being called a persona, which looks an awful lot like this.
Here comes the finisher!
The games are unique because you have to balance a typical day at school with crazy demon-slaying action, which is apparently normal for the Japanese school system. Anyway, Persona fans will be very happy to know that this isn't just some cheap cash-in on the license. The story mode actually serves as a canonical sequel to Persona 4, which is great for fans who want to see what happened to their favorite characters. Persona 4's original director worked closely on the script, so this story is much more in-depth than your typical fighting game. It may not have the same impact if you're not a Persona fan, but it's still incredible that such detail and effort was put into this mode, as it usually gets no love in this genre.
Better not move!
Of course, not everyone cares about Persona, which is actually perfectly fine in this case. This game is built on strong fighting game fundamentals that most every fighting fan can enjoy. While the characters are wildly varied, they also share many core abilities like air dashes, overheads, sweeps, and reversals. This makes picking up and learning a new character a breeze. If you know the basics of the game, you'll still be able to hold your own as you learn their nuances. And while there are a ton of combos to learn, you can always fall back on the auto combos, which will cost you some life and meter to use. And then there are the personas. The personas function like a second character, and you can place them independently in the level. The real genius comes from how you use this persona, which by the way is different for each character, complete with different attacks and abilities. Properly coordinating an all-out assault with your persona is a thing of beauty, making it more than worth the effort it takes to learn. All of this combines to make a game that's fairly accessible for newcomers, but still deep enough for seasoned pros. In addition to story, arcade, and versus modes, there are also tutorial and training modes to adequately prepare you for the game, and a fully functional online mode with savable match replays. There's a lot of game here, so don't worry about getting shortchanged. Persona 4 Arena is a special game. It's a game that takes the imagination and majesty of a fantastic role-playing game and translates it seamlessly into a fighter. Arc System Works hasn't only given us a wildly unique concept, but they've delivered it with amazing grace and style. If you have any sort of anti-anime bias, now's the time to get over it. Persona 4 Arena needs to be played. For more on all things Persona, head over to IGN.com.